political journey of our nation, Nigeria. To avoid the blame game, Let's Talk Politics is a talk show for political news, interviews, in-depth features and satire, where you see things differently, know better, and also contribute to the discourse of today. We ask questions that go beyond just talking points. We press the aspirants of details of what they plan to do differently and how. Let's talk politics for a new Nigeria to evolve. There's a job for someone to do. Everyone expected someone to do the job, but no one did the job. Everyone blames someone for not doing the job. Meanwhile, anyone could have done the job. How does that concern you, you would ask? It has become imperative for everyone to participate in the political journey of our nation, Nigeria. To avoid the blame game, Let's Talk Politics is a talk show for political news, interviews, in-depth features and satire, where you see things differently, know better, and also contribute to the discourse of today. We ask questions that go beyond just talking points. We press the aspirants of details of what they plan to do differently and how. Let's talk politics for a new Nigeria to evolve. Hello everyone. Good evening. This is Let's Talk Politics on Mitv Lagos. Nice to be here again. How are you doing? My name is Adaku Ibe Awurumibe. Let's do this together. Tonight we'll be having a guest, but he will be on phone with us. Let's take a short break. We'll come back, the program continues. Stay tuned. Yeah, welcome back. Sorry for that bridge in transmission. Tonight we'll be discussing party politics, looking at
PDP, and other parties. And to do this with me tonight is Dr. Chris Nwokobia, a lawyer, public affairs analyst, and convener, Country First Movement. He'll be joining me via the telephone. But before then, let's say one or two things about PDP and the ADC. Yeah, the PDP has fixed its national convention for March 28 and 29, 2026 in Abuja. The convention aims at electing members of the National Working Committee and other statutory organs of the party. This was decided at the 105th meeting of the party's national executives. This was decided at the 105th meeting of the party's National Executive Committee, NEC, which also reaffirmed the legitimacy of the Abdul Rahman Mohammed-led National Caretaker Committee. The NEC has approved a timetable for nationwide, world, and local government scheduled for February and the State Congress in March. The party welcomed a high court judgment in Ibadan, which upheld the legality of PDP's leadership and administrative structure, and directed the INEC to recognize the party's duly constituted national caretaker. The African Democratic Congress, ADC, has accused the APC of coercing civil servants and government workers to register for its ongoing electronic membership registration exercise. The ADC claims that the APC's national leadership is pressing public servants to join the party, citing job security, career progression, or continued access to livelihoods as incentives. The APC denied the allegation. They attributed the party's growth to perceived achievements of the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They challenged the ADC to provide evidence to their claims. Let's take another short break and we'll come back. Our guest will be joining us via the telephone and we'll be welcoming our callers also to call in, ask questions, make contributions, and also contribute to whatever we're discussing tonight. Stay tuned. The program continues after the break. You're welcome back. About 2 months ago, there was a serious crisis at the Wadata office of the PDP, Abuja. Two factions fought for the soul of the party, with court judgment given a week prior to the convention in Ibadan. But the convention was defiant. It held, and leadership emerged. They went to stake their claims at the Wadata Plaza, and the other faction was there to announce their own list of expulsion. Nigerians were worried and wondered what this could mean or do to our democracy. Just few days ago, the court overturned the convention, throwing the leadership of the party and the party in general into uncertainty, even as Turaki faction heads to appeal. Now, our guest will be joining us via the telephone. He is Dr. Chris Nwokobia. I hope I pronounced that well. Dr. Chris, you're welcome to Let's Talk Politics on MITV. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
How are you today?
Oh, thank God, it's been a hectic day.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, could you please be audible a little bit?
I said, well, thank God, it's been a hectic day, but we're coping.
Okay. Okay. Our guest, Dr. Chris Nwokobia, is a lawyer, public affairs analyst, and convener, Country First Movement. So, Dr. Chris, you heard what I just read out about PDP and their crisis. Now, my question first. Is it right for the court to meddle in internal affairs of the political party?
One thing that bothers me greatly is the fact that at the Supreme Court level, the court ruled a long time ago that the internal affairs of a political party is particularly within the preserve of a party, and that courts should not meddle with the internal affairs of political parties. Quite unfortunately, what we see everywhere is the courts and political office holders messing around with the, if you like, the independence of political parties, if you like, the control of political parties, if you like, the dignity of political parties. And then very sadly, we are engaged in a situation that bothers me deeply, where courts of laws are particularly involved in the politics of our country. It's always happened, but it's worse now. You find out that people are particularly deeply involved and engaged in ensuring that their whims and caprices are upheld by the courts of law. The intro that you gave, particularly about what has happened within the past 2 months in the PDP, bothers and worries my mind. The courts are often too quick. Instead of determining fundamental issues that affect the people and nation, they are very quick at ensuring, particularly when it affects the PDP or the Labour Party, in ensuring that they give verdicts and judgments that continue to disorganize, destabilize, and cause confusion in parties that are otherwise in the opposition to the ruling party, and it's worrisome.
Okay, do you think this is intentional? Bearing in mind what the federal government, through the minister of, the FCT minister, has been doing for the legal luminaries, building houses for them, giving them good remunerations and all that. Do you think that has a hand in what is going on?
Clearly so.
Yeah.
The witch cried last night, and the child dies this morning. You can make your conjectures. Yes, Wike is a life venture. That's the minister of the FCT. He's a life venture.
Okay.
Yes, Wike has been hobnobbing with those who pretend the judiciary. He's been building houses for them. He's been allocating lands to them, and by every imagination, you know this cliche, he who pays the piper calls the tune. Every so often you find out what is happening. Remember very recently when the Labour Party crisis became so deep, you saw a picture on video where Abure, the erstwhile of the legal chairman of a party, went to pay a visit to Yesom Wike, that's the minister of the FCT. And just yesterday, after the ruling of the High Court, Federal High Court in Ibadan, you saw him meet with his faction of a party and regaling and boasting that he was going to not only meddle and continue to meddle in the affairs of the PDP, but he will extend his interloping meddlesomeness to Oyo State. And let me say clearly that if there is a threat to democracy, this present administration has posed the greatest threat to our democracy. And they are doing so, albeit through the meddlesomeness of the minister of the FCT. Even a child in the kindergarten can make conjectures about what is happening. And remember that before the presidential election was announced, results was announced in 2023, we had the cliche, go to court. If you do not accept, go to court. Yeah. And that cliche came to life because they practically control the judiciary. And it's a tragedy. It's rather unfortunate that this government is increasingly downplaying the principles of separation of powers. The federal executive is in control of the legislature. The federal executive is in control of the judiciary. And they are subject to the whimsical permutations and nuances of the executive. Very sadly so.
Very sadly so. Does it mean that Wike is untouchable? Because going by what he is doing in Rivers State, he is in charge there, even though there's a governor. And now again, he wants to enter Oyo State. Is he untouchable? Somebody that belongs to a party and yet supporting another party's presidential candidate or another party's president. Can't PDP expel him? Can't they be firm about it? It's like he's in charge of the PDP, so to speak. Because if he is not, I don't see the reason why he should not be expelled. And if they had expelled him, why they should not be firm about his expulsion, he and his faction. Is he really untouchable?
No, I don't think that there is anybody in a democracy that is untouchable. Very unfortunately and shamelessly so, what obtains is the fact that the arrogance, the meddlesomeness of Yesom Wike is at the sufferance of Mr. President. He obliges him. He obliges the meddlesomeness of Yesom Wike. He gives the impression that Yesom Wike is indispensable. He gives the impression that, and that's because for them, you know, there's this cliche that says that statesmen care about the next generation, politicians care about the next election.
The next election, sure.
And albeit pretty unfortunately, our president does not care about the moral praxis, the moral picture, the temperature, and all that this whole meddlesomeness, this impunity of his minister of the FCT connotes. I want to say clearly here that I sympathize with the PDP led by Samin Turaki, SAN. I sympathize with those who have gone ahead to, in the last convention of the PDP, suspend those who are playing the fifth column in the PDP led by Yesom Wike. You know, I want to say clearly here that, like I said a few minutes ago, that the greatest threat to our democracy is simply the nuances of Yesom Wike, the president, the APC that wants wants to turn Nigeria to a one-party state, and the nuances of those who do not care about plurality of thought. Democracy is about the leading party and the opposition thriving in a very competitive environment. But very unfortunately, the APC is driving Nigeria into a one-party state, albeit in a kamikaze form. They are compelling, persuading, procuring, and profusely manipulating the environment such that state governors, members of the legislature are all, as it were, dancing on the mandate that is soiled with blood, dancing on a mandate that has left Nigerians in greater poverty, dancing on a mandate that has left Nigerians unsafer than they were 3 years ago. And it concerns me, like it does affect every statesman, that the PDP must come back alive. The ADC, the Labour Party, the opposition must unite to resist the seeming desire by the APC and the presidency to turn our country to a one-party state. They must ensure that they take back their parties for good. They must ensure that there is sizable control of the political space by people who have moral presence that are strong enough, people who are able to say no to authoritarian rule, people who are able to say no to despotism, people who are able to say no to recklessness of the recklessness of political operators. Because I know that most Nigerians who are listening to us understand what we went through under the military to ensure that we got democracy in 1999, and to watch, very unfortunately, a kamikaze effort of political operators or political office holders at destroying democracy. It bothers me deeply, because some of us were in Abacha's gulag, were in detention while Abacha ran roughshod over our country. We fought for this democracy, and we have sworn to defend it and ensure that our democracy gives to the Nigerian people the best of lives. And as it stands today, if there's any time in our historicity where a vibrant opposition is needed, it is now.
It is now. Okay, in your series of fallacies, forgery, and fakery, you noted that year 2026 will be a year of long knives, of betrayal, of subterfuge, of perfidy. And what exactly were you referring to? Is it that our president is being deceitful or something? Or that Wike is a willing tool in the hand of our president to use to destabilize other parties? I don't know.
No,
am I correct?
Let me say very clearly that in
Yes.
that series,
Yes.
I wasn't pretending about anything. I said, I made it clearly open that 2026 is being an election year, if you like,
Yeah.
because almost all the parties will have their primaries this year.
Yes.
The preparation for 2027 general election will heat up the polity and get on top gear before November. And all we're going to see is political loyalty and disloyalty. We're going to see betrayal and subterfuge. It's going to, without equivocation, it's going to be a year of long knives. But ultimately, I hope the Nigerian people will rise up to say the power belongs to the people, that the power of those in power cannot defeat the runs the human pilgrimage. And the interest of that Almighty God is for the well-being and the welfare of the masses of our people. So those who are running roughshod over not only the political space, but over the masses of our people, must be aware that our country has never truly had a totalitarian. Our country has never truly had a despot.
Can I interject, Prof? Now, you said 2026 is going to be a year of subterfuge and perfidy. Now, relating it to what is happening right now, our president using Wike to destabilize PDP and other parties that, that are not firm. Do you think he's using him for his own good? And after that, he will throw him like, people do. He'll just brush him by the side.
I think that most Nigerians would wish that truly the president is just using him, and then when he's done, they'll throw him away like a piece of tissue. But that's not true. The truth is that birds of the same feather gravitate at the same atmosphere. They flock together. And these are people who believe in electoral larceny. These are people who believe in subterfuge. And I say this with every sense of responsibility. Remember that at the Chatham House and in London, before the 2023 election, our dear president said that his nuances, his reaction regarding elections is you grab it, you snatch it, you run with it. And those are the nuances of the people who superintend our country. And remember that in Obiakpo in River State, that the election results of 2023 were largely mutilated. Those who refused were beaten. We saw people with broken heads. We saw people bleeding because Wike and his goons were interested, and desperately so, in manipulating that election. The result was what we saw, and his benefit was the appointment as the minister of the FCT. So they are birds of the same plumage. They are birds of the same tendencies. So I am not one of those who easily and emotionally won over by sentiments. I know that like Bola Ahmed Tinubu, like Yesom Wike, they are not interested in how governance affects the masses of our people, and that is why for the past almost 3 years now, the Rivers people are yet to have a peaceful polity. That is why Yesom Wike is interested in the destruction and disruption of governance in River State, save and except it benefits his breed. And very unfortunately, because also Mr. President wants to win Rivers and he thinks or believes that Yesom Wike has the control of the grassroots, he must oblige and give vent or imprimatur to the recklessness of Yesom Wike into Rivers politics. But I want to stay here before you did interrupt with the question that you asked. I want to say here that there is a God who rules the space, and he doesn't allow. If God had gone to sleep, Hitler would have destroyed our world. If God had gone to sleep, Benito Mussolini would have destroyed our planet. If God had gone to sleep, Pol Pot and the despots of yesteryears would have finished our world. So we saw what happened in 1998 when Abacha, after the 5 political parties had endorsed his candidacy. Remember what late Bola Ige said? That what we had was the 5 fingers of a leprous hand. When they had endorsed his candidacy, God Almighty took him away. So I'm not one of those who are excited about the song of sycophants who are standing on a blood-soaked and poverty-ridden mandate. I am not also one of those who are excited of and I will not be, because I am definite that all over the world, power will always devolve and return to the people one way or the other. And I am happy that across our world, people are rising up and demanding for responsible and responsive governance.
Yeah. Okay, Prof, let's invite our callers to be part of this discussion. To be part of this discussion, please call us on 080-3327-4416 to contribute to this discussion. We are discussing about PDP and the crisis in PDP. And we are also talking about general governance and what could affect the whole country if care is not taken. Our guest has been Professor Chris, or Dr. Chris Nwokobia, a lawyer, public affairs analyst, the convener, Country First Movement, and he's been doing justice to our discussion. Doc, you still have the floor. Thank you. Hello, Doc.
Let me say, very importantly, Adaku, that...
Doc, let's take this call. Let's take this call. Yeah. Hello, this is Let's Talk Politics on MITV. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Okay, my name is Stella, and I'm calling from Ikeja, Lagos.
Okay.
Okay, Stella. So, in fact, while listening to your program, I feel pained in the sense that, you know, the younger generation, the young people who are watching and observing our politicians play dirty, you know, act in an unruly manner, and nobody's being held accountable. It is quite damaging and dangerous for our young people, because they'll grow up tomorrow and want to replicate same thing. They want to also play politics in a very dirty and harmful way, and this is not good for any nation at all. So the politicians, they are forgetting that the younger ones are watching. So what kind of example are they laying? Are they setting for those who want to come into politics tomorrow?
Yeah.
Now, this attitude of our politicians today, it's not enabling upright Nigerians who are willing and ready to contribute to make this nation better. You know, they feel there's no way for them. This politics is too dirty for them. They don't even know where to begin from. Now, you are also creating an avenue for those people who are greedy to...
Stella, can you please round up? Can you please round up so that we can take other calls?
My point is, they're laying bad example for the younger
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hello, this is Let's Talk Politics. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Ogedengbe Obafemi.
Ogedengbe
Obafemi.
Obafemi. Where are you calling from, sir?
I'm calling from Akure.
Akure. Okay, so
in Ondo State.
Okay, so Mr. Ogedengbe, what's your contribution to our discussion?
See, the president should just leave Wike alone. Wike, for now, Wike has, in fact, very soon it will be useless. He's just trying, the president is using him to destroy PDP. The only painful aspect of the whole issue now is that the PDP leaders don't really understand what Wike is doing. They've been supposed to remove Wike from PDP, sanction him, or tell him we don't want you in our party again. Is it the only rich one that is sponsoring the PDP party, whatever? What's making them to still accept him? They should reject him. If they reject him, if they disqualify him from their party, that party will have peace. Because PDP they have strong votes.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ogedengbe. Thank you so very much. Doc, you heard what they said. Hello, Doc.
Yeah, But like I said, I'm not one of those who's caught in that wishfulness that Mr. President is interested in just using him to. Mr. President is involved in election larceny. That's the truth. And Wike is part of the grand design to compromise electoral processes. And for as long as that is the way he approaches elections, for as long as that is the way they want to go, Wike will be relevant and useful to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The only thing I expect Tinubu to do, if he wants us to believe that he is not interested in rigging the next election like it happened in 2023, is for him to distance himself from the meddlesomeness, from the impunity of Nyesom Wike, fire him if need be, because if he's unwilling to concentrate on governance at the level of the Federal Capital Territory, and if he continues to disrupt and disturb leadership in River State, if he continues to destabilize the PDP, if he continues to fund crisis in the Labour Party, if he continues to run roughshod over our polity and boast and pride in the fact that he has control of the judiciary, then we're all in trouble because democracy ultimately suffers. I think, and I want to humbly suggest that those who truly want a democracy to thrive must begin to collectively implore some decency from the presidency. The presidency must distance itself from the impunity, the meddlesomeness of Nyesom Wike and his goons.
Thank you so very much. Now, let's move over to the ADC party. The ADC, they accused the APC of coercing civil servants and government workers to register for its ongoing election membership registration exercise. What do you have to say to that? Do you think it's necessary for them to do that, or do you think they are really doing it? Is it possible they could do that?
I need that question again.
Okay, the ADC. Yeah. Okay, the ADC has accused the APC of coercing civil servants and government workers to register as APC card-carrying members in the ongoing exercise. Do you think it's the right thing for APC to do, or do you think that people have the right to choose which party they want to register in, irrespective of who is in charge of the party?
Let me say clearly here that I have been following the whole hoopla, the accusation by the ADC of the less than proper conduct and the absence of decency in the re-registration process of the APC. Yeah. I've heard accusations about civil servants and government functionaries who are not politicians and involved in partisan politics being compelled to register as members of the APC. The spokesperson of the APC has come out to say that nothing of such is happening. But like I said initially, we live in a country where truth has been mortgaged. We live in a country where falsehood has become an act of state. And we live in a country where rumors and the rumor mill thrives better and deeper than truth and decency. But clearly, I think that the law, the civil service rules, forbids members of the people involved in the civil service to join in members of political parties. I don't know whether the law has been reviewed to allow them membership
Doc,
of political parties.
Let's take a call. Let's take a call and we'll continue after that.
Hello, Ibo.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
This is Let's Talk Politics. What's your name and where are you calling from, sir? Hello, this is Let's Talk Politics on MITV. What's your name and where are you calling us from, sir? Doc, please continue.
So like I was saying, very importantly, what we must all do as a people is to ensure that decency and decorum, compliance with the code of conduct and service expectations as provided by our law is upheld. APC has said that it's not registering civil servants and not compelling people to register as members of a party. They must be true to what they say on paper. And then a vibrant opposition is needed to compel some level of decency.
That is the point. A vibrant opposition. Do we have one?
We're pushing at that. Eternal vigilance is the price for freedom and the price for liberty. And we must, more than agonizing, organize to ensure that we have a country that works for the good of all, that we have a polity that has measurable decency, that we have decorum and some respect for the rule of law on our political kaleidoscope.
Some respect for the rule of law. Do we have any at all?
We must continue to push for it.
But right now, do we have it?
It's neither. You have a judiciary that is largely in the pocket of political office holders. In your intro, you did remark that we have seen the Minister of the FCT proudly say that he's building houses and giving lands to judicial office operators. And so, like I said, he who pays the piper calls the tune.
Yes.
That's the tragedy of our system. We must collectively, as a people, the media, the civil society, those in the opposition, challenge leadership to responsible and responsive action. We must challenge the judiciary to truly become what the insignia of modern justice epitomizes. Remember the logo or the insignia of modern justice, where you have a blindfolded woman with a scale in her hands. That blindfolding of the woman suggests that it has no respect for persons. It must dispense justice without fear of favor.
Is it applicable in Nigeria here?
Very unfortunately, what we have is different.
Yeah.
Very unfortunately, modern justice has her eyes wide open, and it is a respecter of persons, and it's become worse under the present leadership.
Yeah, Doc, you said, Doc, hold it there. You said that people should challenge, the government over certain things. When you do that, do you think the government will just sit back and watch you? Most people that have stood up on the government, where are they today? Some are in prison, some are still in court, some can't even come out to talk. So how do you expect them to come out when there is no justice?
Yeah, but like I said, the fear of a snake in the wild is not cowardice. Some people are being precautious, some people are being careful. Some others, like yours sincerely, will continue to shout on the rooftop to call for responsible and responsive leadership. I want to say here that the quest for freedom, the quest for liberty, the quest for responsible and responsive leadership, the quest for a society that works for the good of all is an eternal call. It is indiscriminate of ethnicity, it is indiscriminate of religion, it is indiscriminate of political parties. Statesmen will continue to ask leadership to be true to what it says on paper. Statesmen will continue to ask leadership to be responsible and responsive to the people. It doesn't matter whether there is a jail to be locked up in. It doesn't matter whether the police or the DSS will come after you. What is important is that some people in a society must be strong enough to ask for decency, due process, service to the people and good governance. And that we will continue to do until we have a nation that works for the good of all.
Okay, we should keep on trying until we get there. That is what Doc is saying, that we should not mind whatever, is happening in Nigeria, whether if you challenge the government, the DSS will come after you, or EFCC will come after you, or even the law itself will come after you. But we should keep at it. One day we'll get there. Doc, thank you so very much for talking to us. What's your final word to our viewers this evening?
Like I said, eternal vigilance is the price of liberty. Eternal vigilance is the price of freedom. I know that the God who rules the human pilgrimage, who brought our planet out of primal vapor, has not gone to sleep. I know that good will ultimately triumph over evil. I know that greatness will come in the morrow if statesmen work together and compel a leadership to do what is proper, right, and right. And I haven't lost faith in our pilgrimage. I haven't lost faith in our country. And I want Nigerians to believe that together, the power of the people is mightier and stronger than the power of those in power. And that together, if we work at it, if we refuse to organize, but rather organize to make our country great again, our country indeed will be great again.
Thank you so very much, Doc. Thank you for all that you've said tonight. And I know that a lot of people have heard what you said, that we should keep at it. And eternal vigilance is the key. And good will ultimately prevail against evil, according to our Doc. And the power of the people is mightier than the power of the people in government. Doc, thank you so very much for being our guest tonight. We'll call on you again. In the next one, you're going to be here physically.
God willing.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. God bless you. Have a beautiful night.
God bless Nigeria.
Thank you. Dr. Chris Nwokobia. He is a lawyer, an activist, a political analyst, and the convener, Country First Movement. You heard all that he said. And you heard what our callers also said. Stella from Ikeja said the younger generation, they are watching our politicians, they are watching our government, and whatever they are doing, that they are learning from them. So the next time they will be in charge, they should not complain, because they were the ones that trust them. So please, whoever that is in government, wherever you come from, whatever you do, remember that people look up to you. You have younger ones who look up to you. And whatever they are seeing from you, they are going to amplify it. And by that time, you may not be as strong as you are now to, make contributions in any way. There's one song that they say, what will we be remembered for? What will we be remembered for? As a political office holder, what legacies are you going to leave? What will you be remembered for? As a countryman or woman, what are you doing to help your country? What are you doing to make sure that evil will not prevail in Nigeria? We are going into an election year soon, and a lot of people will come with a lot of promises. Politicians with their Ghana must go, bags of rice, yards of clothes, peanuts, and all that. Remember, it's another 4 years. When you take that and vote for who you're not supposed to vote for, you will cry for another 4 years, and we'll go back to square one. So if they give you, collect. If you collect and you don't want, give me, I will take. But make sure you vote the right person. Make sure you vote the right person. In as much as, the government is trying at some point, but we are not yet there. We are not yet there. I could remember 4 or 5 years ago, electricity was very cheap, very affordable. Fuel, very affordable. commodities in the market, very affordable. But right now, no, people are suffering. People are suffering. In fact, you can't, when you even recharge your light, if you're in band A, you can't use 30,000 in a week, depending on what you use in your house. If you recharge 30,000, you don't use AC. You don't use all these electrical appliances. You just light and some other things to carry on. So what are we talking about? You know, our government promised us that they are there, that things will soon get better. We are looking forward to those things getting better because it's taking time. It's taking time. And we really need you people to be on your toes so that Nigerians will be better for it, because people are really suffering. Is it house rent? A 3-bedroom flat now, 4 million, 5 million, no matter where it is situated in Lagos State. A 2 bedrooms, a room and parlor, you know, and so many things, you know. So please let us keep praying. Like our guest said, keep at it, keep praying, do the needful, and God will help us, because God is not asleep. And I pray that God will help all of us to be good citizens of Nigeria. If I do my duty as a good citizen and you do yours, Nigeria will be good for it. We thank our caller Stella from Ikeja, Mr. Ogedengbe Obafemi from Akure. Thank you so very much. And the other calls that we couldn't take, we are sorry. Next time, please call early so that your calls will be